everyone, welcome back to my channel. I am Carolyn, and today I'm going to be doing a Q&A and a get to know me type of video. I used to watch these a lot a couple of years ago. I haven't seen very much recently. Actually, I haven't seen any recently, but I decided to go ahead and make one of these just so you guys can get to know me a little bit more and I can answer some questions I've been asked in the past. Scout is here to hang out with us. I gave him an at-home haircut, so his body and his face and everything's just a little uneven, but you know, quarantine, you gotta do what you gotta do. So I did my best. My dad helped me. This is what happened. He wants to play a lot right now. He's trying to eat me. Look at him. Anyways, so I wrote down just a few things I'm going to cover in this video. Hopefully it's kind of like an interesting, fun, different kind of video than what I have previously posted in the past. Alright, so the first question is, also sorry if like I sound weird. I'm having like terrible allergies. Like pollen season has been the worst like ever. But anyways, so question 1 is, who is your celebrity crush? So I put Harry Styles because he is definitely one of my celebrity crushes. The other one would be Dylan O'Brien. And then, you know, there's some other ones, but those are like the main two. So the next question is favorite female actress. So I think her name's like Chloe Moretz. I'll go ahead and put my two favorite because it's definitely like a good tie. I would definitely say I lean more towards Chloe, but both of them my favorite female actresses. Male actors, I put Dylan O'Brien because I love him, and Teen Wolf, his character styles was just like amazing. I grew a bond with him and his character. I love him, and he's played in some other movies that I really like too. The next one is musical artist, and it's between two people. I would say Ariana Grande is my favorite just because I feel like her voice is amazing and she's beautiful and all her music videos are like awesome. And then I put Billie Eilish, but I'm really torn with her because her first album was like one of my favorite albums ever. I loved it so much and I still love it. Her second album I didn't really care for as much. I know that's the one that like really blew her up and made her like really huge, and she's gotten a lot of like credit for, and a lot of people know the songs from her second album. But my favorite is her first album, and a lot of those songs, like all of the songs on the first album are amazing, and the second album I'm just really torn because I like it but I don't love it, and there's some songs like I really do like, but I mean the album altogether just, I don't know, I'm not really like feeling it. I know a lot of people will disagree with me, but I'm not saying I don't like her. I love Billie Eilish, but that's just my personal opinion. So TV shows, I have like a lot of TV shows that I like. I'm not like a religious TV show, Netflix binger, watcher. Like I watch TV once in a blue moon. I go on weird phases where I'm like obsessed with watching TV shows, and then I won't watch TV shows for months, and then I'll like go through like a little stage where like I watch a lot and then I don't watch for months. But I would say The Bachelor franchise, I've been watching them recently. I love Teen Wolf. That's like my middle school favorite show. I love True Blood, which is amazing. I've watched it twice. Gossip Girl, you know, that was a really good show. I've been watching BoJack Horseman recently. That one's really good. Orange is the New Black. Pretty good. The last person I've texted, that was definitely Matthew because he's the only person I religiously talk to 24/7. Favorite lyrics, I didn't really have a favorite lyric. I just put two artists that have like really beautiful lyrics to me, which was Taylor Swift, but older Taylor Swift, country Taylor Swift, and then Billie Eilish, because like I said, there are a lot of songs that I love by her, and even in her new album there's some really good ones, but some of her lyrics and her songs just like hit you like hard. They hit differently, and they're really, really clever, and I just think her songwriting is really, really good. Do you have any pets? Yes. I have Scout right here. I have Scout, and he's my aggressive little puppy. I love him. And he is mine. And then we have a family pet, which is a pug. His name is Pepper, and he's a very obese pug, like very obese, but he's pretty old too. What is your dream job? So again, this is one of those questions where I'm very back and forth. I went through phases where I've wanted to do different jobs within the past like 5 years. Like, I don't know, it's switched so much. So I went from being an oceanographer, because I was really interested in, you know, the ocean and whatnot, and then it switched to being a makeup artist, which that one really stuck with me for a long time, and I did a lot of research, and I really, like, if this ever happens, I would love to go to Cosmic School of Makeup Artistry in Florida, Fort Lauderdale. I've done lots of research. Like, they followed me on Instagram just because, like, I was such, like, a fan of them, and I stalked them so hard and liked everything, and, like, would really be involved with their social medias, so that was really awesome. I was like, oh my god. But that's, like, my dream school. I also thought about, you know, being an occupational therapist, just because I really want to help people, and I thought that would be really good. It'd be in the healthcare field, but it wouldn't be anything too like crazy, because I'm not really good with seeing like really intense crazy things. And then I thought about physical therapy, and I thought about being a teacher, which is something that actually I've wanted to do since like elementary school, and it's something I've always bounced back and forth with. If I was a teacher, I would definitely want to be an elementary school teacher. I definitely think that I have like the really cute girly, you know, like kindergarten teacher vibe. But I also really love modeling and film and photography, and I have posted some questionable pictures online before, and I personally want to work towards being a swimsuit model, or like a underwear model, or like, you know, like my goal is Playboy, but who knows, I would die. That is like literally my dream goal, is to model for Playboy. But, you know, those two dreams I have don't really clash, so the teaching thing has kind of been thrown on the back burner, and I've just been really focusing on other things, I guess. I still am very confused, and I still go back and forth literally daily of like what I want to do, because I have no idea. Dream job, that is a big question mark. I don't know, like there's just so many jobs out there, and it's like so hard to pick one. Like, I'm still just like caught up on the concept of like pick a job, work towards it, like pick one job. Like, I don't know, like why can't I have like multiple? I don't know. Anyways, right now I'm working in retail, so, and going to school. Biggest distraction in your life. So what is your biggest distraction in your life? I don't really understand this question that much. I guess my biggest distraction, like the biggest thing that like holds me back or like distracts me from really hitting my full potential in whatever I'm doing, would be my really severe anxiety, and I do suffer with depression as well. I would say that those two things have held me back, or, you know, like messed with me doing something in my life for years now. I have really, really bad anxiety, and I used to have panic attacks, and an anxiety attack and a panic attack is totally different. Panic attacks are just very involuntary, and nothing really triggers them. Your body just kind of like goes into like a weird shock mode, and I was, taken to the doctors, the hospitals, and they were gonna take my license away if I didn't like figure it out and get it under control. So I worked really hard, went to therapy, saw a psychiatrist, was on medication for a little while, and I haven't had a panic attack or an anxiety attack in about 2 years now, so that's really good. But I would definitely say like it still affects me and I still get a lot of anxiety on a daily basis. I'm not on medication anymore. I decided just to figure it out on my own because, you know, I feel like that's going to help me more in the long run than if I just stayed medicated. So where do you dream on traveling? This was an easy question for me. Bali. I literally watch people's vlogs and people travel on to Bali all the time. And since I would say about 8th grade, I've been wanting to go to Bali. So maybe one day after I get married in the far future, honeymoon can be at Bali. I don't know. My best friends. So who are your best friends? I have so many best friends. I literally love everybody. I have a lot of childhood best friends. I have a lot of work friends. I love everyone I work with. And then I just have some like random friends that I've just made throughout time, I guess, and meeting my friends' friends. So impressive. Are you single or taken? I am taken, and I have been taken for almost 3 years now by my first boyfriend. Technically, he would be my second boyfriend, but my first boyfriend, I was Scout. I was literally like 3, so that was not bad boy. Bad Scout. So my first boyfriend, I was like 3, and he was a family friend of mine, and he was like a year older than me. And we were just so young that I don't even count that as like being a true boyfriend. So right now I'm currently with my first boyfriend. I consider him my first boyfriend. We started dating when I was 17 and a half. I'm about to turn 20, and in a few months it'll be pretty much like 3 years of us dating. By the way, I love you, Matthew. And I love your family because they're all so sweet and loving and caring. So, beach or pool? I love the beach. I'm dying. But pools are fun, but it's just not the same. Like, the beach is just so amazing. Like, it's just the earth, and it's just such a natural, like, you know, like, a pool is just different. I love the beach. I love running in the waves. I love being, like, thrown around. Like, I don't know. I love, like, just being in the water. I am terrified of sharks, but at the same time I'm like, I don't want to be held back in fear. Like, I rather just like enjoy life. But that's just me. That mindset comes and goes. Alright, so the next question is, have you ever been bullied? Yes, I have. I've been bullied, like, I would say really bad just by one person, and then like slightly bullied throughout, you know, school. I'll explain really quickly just so like y'all understand. But I was kind of bullied in elementary school because I was really chubby and people would call me fat. I also loved being like a tomboy. I loved playing with the guys, doing tag football, like playing kickball, and just like hanging out with the guys a lot, like especially during after school and stuff. And I got made fun of for that, and some of the guys like would pick on me and like push me down really hard during like tag football because I was the only girl playing with them. But that was kind of like not too bad, you know. And then middle school I got picked on because like I was just really awkward. I didn't really like have a lot of friends. I just kind of saw everyone, and everyone was much more like evolved like socially than I was. I was still like very much sheltered and very like clueless to a lot of things, and some people made fun of me for that, called me like an airhead and stuff. And then I was also called like skeleton and anorexic and stuff because I went from chubby to really skinny, but that's because I got really tall really fast. Grade in 9th grade and sophomore year were like the worst with my teeth. I was called like hillbilly mouth and dinosaur mouth and People would be like, oh my gosh, you're so pretty, but like your teeth. And I would just be like, thanks. Like, what are you supposed to say to that? I was really taking care of my teeth for a long time. I forgot to mention I was also really like made fun of and bullied for my acne because I had terrible acne. I had really bad cystic acne, and I would get like a huge cyst on my nose and a lot on my chin, and a lot of people would be like, oh my god, you're growing a second nose, and people would be like, oh my god, there's mountains on your face, and some kid literally asked me if I was on meth, and I was like, no. And it was really bad. I actually have been on acne medicine for years. I just stopped a few months ago, and that's why I've been flaring up really bad with eczema and stuff. But I was also on Accutane my senior year. That's a whole story in itself, but that really did help my skin, even though it really messed with my mental health. Yeah, I just wanted to mention that, which all the things I was really made fun of literally was honestly like so out of my control. And like, if you're a young person watching this video, there's no reason to be mean or rude to somebody for something they can't control. So just remember that. And then high school was definitely the worst of the bullying. This is where like true like target bullying really happened to me. And it was because I became friends with this one girl who was a pathological liar. Literally, like, everyone I know and everyone, like, around me at the time, like, also knew this because it was just, like, okay, so I became friends with this girl. I'm not gonna say her name. I still have a lot of love in my heart for this girl. And I do think about her pretty much like almost every day because like she's had such a big impact, both positively but mostly negatively on my life. But I've just like learned a lot from her and like the experiences I experienced with her and what she put me through. So I, don't think I could ever be friends with this person ever again just because it was just really bad. But, I am grateful for the friendship we had. I really wish the things that happened didn't happen the way they did, but they did. And I don't have any, like, hate towards her because everything has worked out. She's doing good. I'm doing good. Like, yeah, it was a really hard time at that time and then after that for a little while, but a lot of people made fun of this girl, and I'm one of those people who love everyone and I don't really like judge people that much. I mean, I do sometimes. I feel like everyone judges at times, but like mostly I have like a really big open heart and I have my arms open for like anyone and everyone, and I love everybody. So I saw people making fun of this girl and I didn't know why. And I thought she was just like, a normal person, and I decided to become friends with her. So right away, this girl clung to me like super quickly, super fast, and she was struggling with a lot of mental health illnesses and some family problems. I related to her in a lot more than just a few ways. So she really clung to me, and she would tell me pretty much right off the bat of us becoming friends that I was her best friend and that she loved me and she wouldn't be alive without me, and that I'm like saving her and how like I'm saving her life and like all this stuff. And like I kind of took all of that she was telling me and I put it on my back, and it weighed me down, but I felt so obligated to be that person that she thought I was to her that I ended up becoming that person. Because at first she would be like, you're my best friend, I love you, blah blah blah, and I didn't really feel that way because like we just met. But I really wanted to help her, and it was nice hearing that like you're helping someone in those ways and that like someone really cares about you like that. So I worked really hard to help her and to make her life, I guess, better, and to be there for her and be that best friend that she really truly believed I was. And we did end up becoming best friends. So we were best friends, And she was one of the first people that I told like all my secrets to, because to me, I thought she was telling me all her secrets, but they ended up being like 97% lies, and I didn't know that. And pretty much like everything she would tell me was a lie, but she would tell you it like stories and like events that would happen and things that she's been through, and like she would explain it in such a way that you believed it. Like these things really happened to her, and you would feel empathy for her, and you would feel bad for her, and you would feel like you're relating to her because she's opening up to you and you're opening up to her. But yeah, so I was telling her like true things, like secrets and like things about my family and things about my past, and she's over here like lying. So our whole friendship was kind of based around lies, and I didn't know that for a long time. So the first few red flags I got was like after a year or a year and a half, I guess, of really being friends. I started noticing that she was stealing from me, and I was very unspoken, I was very shy, and I was not the person I am today. So I was really afraid to like speak up and to say anything about it, because she was not as well off as I was. So in my mind I was like, oh, I'm really mad she took that, like I really like that, or I really use that a lot, or I really like love that dress, or I really love that foundation, like I don't know, like little things. And I was like, but I shouldn't say anything, like she doesn't have what I have, like she's really like a lot less like fortunate than I am. So I wouldn't say anything, but then it just got worse and worse and worse. And then I caught her stealing from my sister. So that's the day I decided to say something to her, because she was stealing from me, my mom, my sister, like she was stealing from like my household. So I spoke up, and she denied, and tried to throw the blame on people I lived with, which didn't make sense and was not the truth. And then she would deny, and then finally she started to be like, okay, well, I did. Okay, well, yeah. Okay, well, and then like admitting to like what she did, pretty much. And I was like, why would you lie to me? Don't lie to me, like blah blah blah. So after that, a lot of red flags were just like set off, and I started noticing things little by little after that really built up. And then like the storm was like coming type of building up. So I started noticing that she was lying to my friends about me and about what I would say or my mom would say to get them to not like me or want to be my friend. And then she would always tell me, you can't have multiple best friends, you can only have one, because I would tell her yada 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 yada, and you were all my best friend. And she's like, no, you can only have one. So she was really jealous of all my friends. She would tell lies to the guys I was friends with or I liked, and all these things just started piling up. And then I started noticing that the stories she would like tell me were getting worse and worse and worse, and a lot of them I knew were lies. And I would confront her about it, and she would be like, I can't believe you don't believe me. And I'd be like, well, you changed your story. Or like I asked the person she would tell me a story about the situation, and they would be like, what are you talking about? That never happened. And so pretty much she was just lying out of her tongue to get attention from me and from other people. So her lies were getting like worse and worse as time went on. It just went from like little things to bigger things to huge things, into like things that literally could put people behind bars. Like her lies were getting that, there's like a little bug in here. Her lies were getting that intense. So I went through a phase where I was like, okay, listen, I can't be your friend anymore. And she didn't really like take that very well. And I was like, I don't need that in my life. You're lying, you steal. Like, I can't believe anything you're saying. You're starting drama and starting things between everyone I know. So I dropped her, and then didn't talk to her for a few weeks. And then she ends up getting a job where I work. And I didn't know she got the job, and then I went to work one day and everyone's like, oh my god, your best friend's so nice, your best friend's so sweet. And I was like, what are you talking about? And they were like, blah blah blah, got a job here, and she's telling everyone how much, like how close you guys are and what best friends you are. And I was like, oh my gosh, like what? So that was like another red flag, but in my mind, I was like, okay, I guess like I'll be nice to her, we'll be working together, it may be fun. So we started being friends again, and you know, school started up and her lives were getting really, really bad, and she was dealing with a lot of like mental health problems at that time, and it was really sad and scary for like me and some of my other friends because she was really, really struggling. But she got the medical, like the help she needed, the medical attention that she really needed, and she came back to school, but her lives were just getting worse and worse and worse. So me and my friend, my other friend, who I'm still friends with, we did research and we started like asking people, talking to people, looking up stuff on Google just to prove what she was saying was wrong, and then we would tell her because the things she was telling us was really bizarre and really like you could scientifically prove it's wrong type of things. So she lashed out on us and was like, well, if you don't believe me, you don't have to be my friend. And we're like, okay, like we don't really want to be friends anyways because like you're literally just like crazy. Like at this point we were like, you're crazy, because it was just so bad. Fast forward to a couple months like forward, a few people had mentioned to me things I either said to them or conversations we had or whatnot, and I'm like, what are you talking about? And they're like, don't act stupid, you know what I'm talking about. And I'm like, I don't know what you are talking about, like what? And they would tell me stuff. So my current boyfriend right now, actually, he didn't like me at first, and I didn't know this guy, so I was like, I've never really even had conversation with him. Why does he hate me? Like, I don't know him. Why is he mean to me? Like, why is he telling me I'm crazy? Why is he saying we had this conversation? And I was just confused. So I went up to him and I asked him, and he pulled up like proof, I guess, that we had had a conversation with a Snapchat that this girl had made with my name. It was very, very similar to my real Snapchat name, but it was different. And she was messaging girls and guys, but I only know about 3 guys. And my current boyfriend was the big one that really showed me all the evidence that I needed to see, and that proved that, you know, it was her. And pretty much it was talking, like it was me. It was not me, but it was me talking about her and how I wanted to hurt her and ruin her life, and how I was gonna like send people to go to her house and like beat her up and like all this random stuff. And then like she sent nudes to people pretending to be me, which we have total different body like shapes, so I don't even know how that people are so like, I don't know how people like, I don't know. We just have totally different body types. So I don't really understand that. But she was like saying stuff to people, sending stuff to people, pretending to be me under like a name that was me, and like on Snapchat. So I was really thrown off by that. I didn't think that this person would go down to that deep of a level, I guess. And what made it worse is all these messages that were between them was when me and her were good friends. Like, it was literally like that long ago that this had happened, and that she had had this Snapchat. And that really threw me off, and that really like hurt me, and I didn't understand why someone who cared about me so much and said they loved me so much, and we experienced so much life together, and we did all kinds of fun stuff. Like, she really was my best friend for a while. Like, I don't understand how someone like that could hurt you so bad. And that just really like opened my eyes to life in general, and like how people can be very deceiving. Here, buddy. And yeah, so that happened. And she also worked with me, and I was friends with everyone. I loved everyone. And she came there, and pretty much there was like a war, it felt like, going on, where she took a lot of people that I was friends with and made them think I was someone I wasn't by telling them false stories and false lies about me. And then there was the people that were on my side, and they're like, listen, this is what she told me. And I'd be like, that's not true. Or just like bizarre things, like anything and everything you can think of. Like the most craziest bizarre things you can think of she was saying about me, and then her stories would contradict each other. So she would tell one person one story and then another person a different story, but they wouldn't like add up together, so you could tell she was lying. But people were like really believing her, and some people were like, what if you're actually the crazy one? And I'm like, oh my god, like I'm not though. Like she was just like another level of needing help. Like she, you know, for a long time I was mad at her and I did hate her for these things, and I was like, she's crazy. But at the end of the day, she was struggling with mental health disorders and mental health problems, and she did open up to me about that before, but I didn't realize the extent of how bad it was until I was really like balls deep like into this with her. So I was bullied. At the end, I did become a bully to her too, because she put me in such a deep and dark place where I was already struggling. Like I already struggle with really bad anxiety and depression, where I was like really struggling with those two, along with being bullied and rumors being talked about me and people accusing me of things I never did. Like it was just really really bad, and that was a span of like 1 year, like 1 school year, and like the summer. So it was just like a lot. Like it was a lot, and that was like really hard for me. And one of the questions on here was actually something you regret, and I would say I definitely 100% regret what me and a group of girls so this girl that I'm talking about, that was my ex-best friend, she like, you know, like with a guy I was talking to and really liked, and she knew I really liked him, so that also like heated the fire. And like I was really mad, like I was really angry. I was like, this girl is like ruining my life. She's like targeting me, and she is like making fake social media about me, and like she would make Instagrams and make fun of me, and like just like a lot of really mean things. And she would like text people pretending to be me, like just tell people lies. Like it was just like so much. So I was hanging out with a group of girls, and I think like it was like 5 of us or something. It was like a handful of us, and most of us, like 90% of us, she had done something to. So we actually went and we egged her house. I didn't physically throw any eggs, but I was a part of it, and it was like our idea all together. And she ended up calling the cops on us, and I can't lie, so I didn't deny it when she texted me. I was just like, sorry about it, but like, you know, like I can't lie. Like that's one of the traits that I have that I think is a really good trait I have, but also really bad, because there's been a lot of situations where like I really need to lie, or I should not tell this person the truth, but like I can only speak the truth. And like that's a quality that anyone close to me, my boyfriend, my best friends, my family, like everyone and anyone, like people I work with, that's a quality that everyone sees in me and like knows that I have. So yes, so all that happened. We ended up egging her house, getting in trouble by the police and by my mom. It was really bad. And then she went ahead and texted my mom with a fake number. You know how you can get the apps and like the texting apps, and you get a number and you can send stuff. She sent a message to my mom telling my mom all the bad things I've done with her, but not saying it was her. And you know, I was in high school. I did, you know, drink. I did do other things. And she also lied though. Like there was a lot of lies involving boys, because I literally didn't kiss any guy except for when I was like 2.5, and then when I was with my current boyfriend. But she was saying I did like worse things with like different guys and stuff, which was not true. And my mom just freaked out on me, and it was just really bad. So that was when I was bullied. After that, I would say life has gotten a lot better. I haven't been bullied like literally at all. I've been called cringy a few times because of the things I post online or my YouTube channel, and I've been called like weird because of it, but it doesn't really faze me. I don't really care. That was just like the high school best friend girl, ex-best friend enemy thing was like the biggest time I was bullied. So I'm gonna end this video here. This is part 1 of my Q&A / get to know me / story time. Literally, what a crazy long video this has been. If you liked it, please give it a thumbs up. If you want to subscribe to my channel, see more content of me, subscribe. Stay tuned for part 2 because there will be more questions, answers, stories, if you care. Anyways, thank you so much for watching. I hope I somewhat entertained you and somewhat informed you on who I am. Me and Scouts say, we love you. Have a great day. Safe quarantining to you all. See you in my next video. Bye.